Seeing everything come out about the TADC cast and the creator herself, Gooseworks, generally doesn't have me all that surprised, if I'm honest. I've been in fandom spaces for quite some time now, and while I generally try to keep my distance from anyone considered popular or famous in any space, I am still incredibly nosy and a little hater, so drama always has my attention. But from the get-go, I wasn't a big fan of Michael Kovac. I couldn't tell you why, frankly. I just didn't like him or the fact that he seemed the go-to male voice actor for indie projects. I wanted diversity, not Michael. However, because I kept my distance from famous people, I really didn't care outside of that. This is not a video about the situation specifically or any of the cast's controversial actions. I am too white to say whether what Michael, Ashley, and Goose did was wrong or not. However, I am smart enough to acknowledge that their actions did affect many fans of the series and of them as a whole. If you want an actual explanation on everything, I'd suggest watching this creator's videos on it. They are incredibly informative and are the basis for my opinions on it all. But what I want to discuss is the idolization fans have of their favorite creators and what that does. This is coming directly from someone who had personal connections with many creators, and specifically one, Kernawful. Kernawful, a well-known Sin impersonator,
Uzi Dorman is a loser.
dropped off the face of the earth because of the effects of her fan base. The idolization, specifically character.ai bots being made of her, and other actions greatly affected her in many ways, and ultimately it was some of their fans that pushed her to quit. A large amount of that was idolization. When you like a creator, celebrity, or even just a random person to that extent, you place them on a pedestal. You hold them to a certain standard, and two things can come out of that view. Either you can adamantly defend that they did absolutely nothing wrong, like people are doing with Michael and Ashley, or you can cancel them over the smallest actions that don't fit your view, like Grenawful. That kind of idolization can also lead to inflated egos and a sense of superiority from that creator. I have met a large amount of cosplayers in the glitch fandom as a whole with a very large ego because of how their fanbase treats them. Accountability is hard to ensure given that they will often have fans who will adamantly defend they did nothing wrong. This happened with Sinner on MD Twitter and a million other creators because their fans refuse to acknowledge wrongdoings. Claims that Michael and Ashley have changed over the years can be valid, however, that is negated by the frankly dismissive apology that a lot of people are accepting. They are not being held to a proper standard. While I understand that you shouldn't place crazy high standards on public figures, they are human after all, there are still standards they should have that are a lot more strict, given they are public figures with a large influence in a very large fandom. Overall, idolization is a huge issue in fandoms and just in general. If you refuse to see the faults in someone because you consider them a favorite creator or something along those lines, you need to reflect and reconsider how you behave in situations like these. As always, I'd love to hear your opinions on this matter and what I had to say. I'd also like to add, stop attacking people for being fans of the show or any of the characters. You're only making it worse.